Hello, sleepyheads, and this is sapphireyagami with the review of Sleepy Hollow Season 3, Episode 1, Eyewitness. Yes! So, what we see with Sleepy Hollow, Lieutenant Abigail Mills, she is now working for the FBI. And so we see her life, they're working on this, what they called it? What you call what? Like, I be knowing these words, but it's like, it's in my head, but it's just not communicating to my tongue, A case is called Anaconda. It's like this drug deal, she's working on it, then she gets a call. And guess who it is? Crane. So she gets a call from, immigration, whatever. Crane all locked up. See, but he has his hair short. I'm like, I kind of like his long hair, but he does look good with short hair. And so does Lieutenant Mill. They both have short hair. What? They both got their hair. What? They on point. Haven't even seen each other for 9 months and they on point with the hell. What? They're simpatico. Son. See? Even when they're not together, they're simpatico. So he explains that customs. That's what it is. Customs. See, I was going to get it. Customs. So he was explaining, after losing his son and his wife, he needs some time to himself, and then he just been gone, exploring everything, and he goes back to his family's estate, finds his grave, and he finds his tablet, which is written, I think he said ancient, it was either Babylon or Sumerian, it's one of those two, because it's always one of those two, right? It's always one of those two. And he says, the title said, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Which is funny because that's what the show is kind of based off of the story, with supernatural biblical elements. And so she gets Crane out of customs. What's funny though is when he leaves, Crane always has to make up speeches or something. And then what's funny though is when he was looking at his cellmate, apparently who goes by the name of Jesus. He's like, I just make a speech, and he goes like this. I'm like, I'm done. Did Crane just do it? Yes, Crane did. I'm like, okay, Crane. Oh my God. Cause it's like so funny. Cause, he's from like the time of American Revolution. He's getting used to all our ways. Like, it's so cute. Ah. So even Lieutenant Mills, like, what? I like if I just called her Lieutenant Mills when she's not a lieutenant anymore. I love it. Anyway. So, so far, supernatural wise, everything's been, nothing really going all right. Ha! But since it's a show, we gotta get them back in. So early in the show, before we get to Abigail and Crane, there were these I'm guessing these friends, right? They're fighting and arguing. Like one of them made fun of the other dude's wife, so he pushed him. He's like, "Hey, dude, line up, whatever." So he goes inside. All he hears, "Ah!" And he's like, comes back in. He's like, "Buddy, I forgot to do name." He's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Because his friend is all bloodied, right? And he sips some blood, he turns around, and there's this creature standing in his face, and he's just staring in fear, like, ah! And he's dead. So that's when we go back to Crane and them. Crane and Abby, she gets a call, so she goes there, and they like, and she you think, ooh. She like, maybe this is like a regular case, somebody, robbed him or something, but, Crane has like, what do you call it? Some sort of powder that's supposed to react to supernatural, energy or whatever. So it goes, and he goes, "Evil has returned to Sleepy Hollow." He does it so beautiful, awesome. So Abigail Mills. So Abby's like, So he takes her. No, she takes him to when they all did the research, it's covered up because the building's supposed to soon to be demolished. Crane did not like that idea of like, this building has been here for 160 years. How he always goes into the history and everything. And so everything, covered up, boxed and everything, so they had to cover everything. Begin their research. They found out that the monster, the demon, is called a yogwai. I'm like, that does not look like the cute little gizmo. Okay, talk about Yogwai. That is not Gizmo. And obviously we know, apparently with this thing, we don't need to get away. Just don't fight. And don't use gunpowder. Because apparently the Yogwai, according to Sleepy Hollow, their thing, was created during when the Chinese first discovered gunpowder. Ain't that something? But I prefer a cute little Gizmo compared to this thing, because that thing is ugly. It's not cute at all. And so, Jenny's back. She also helps out in this episode with, research wise. And she said that, they found, then we go into, Crane's history with Betty Ross. And we know her as a flag woman, the woman who created flag. But in Sleepy Hollow, she was also a secret agent. She's played by Nikki Reed. If you don't know who Nikki Reed is, she played Rosalie in the Twilight Saga. So I think this is pretty cool. I love how they take history, American history, add to that supernatural element. Then you got that biblical element. It's like that's a cool freaking show. And so she's like, okay, she had a message, and so they had to find it. It's in colonial times, and we cannot go back to the colonial times. She's like, no, it's in colonial times. And he's like, wait, what? So they go to like this restaurant theme, colonial times, and Ichabod's like, he's just appalled at the fact that our nation's history has been reduced to a theme fast food joint, right? And so, they find the satchel that Betty Ross had. Abby steals it, obviously. Crane is real good about it, so she's like, here, Crane, why don't you buy something? So she gives him this little tea set that says Boston Teapot, and Crane's like, it's just like, Crane's like, I can't do this. Right? And so, he opens it up. There's another thing they gotta decipher inside it. So they finally figure out how to kill the Yogwai. And that is when you see the lights, the white of his eyes, it's weak. Because that's when it's trying to use your fear to immobilize you. And so they go back to American history when George Washington like, don't shoot until you... Yeah, George Washington, don't shoot until you see this the white of the eyes. So they added that part of history to that. I'm like, I love the show. And so Abby has to go, finish, Case Anaconda, right? And they're like... And, Jenny and Ichabod realize that, wait a minute, she's going to be there, drug gang, guns, violence, gunpowder's going to go off. Well, not really necessary gunpowder, but, they're like, the Yogwai is going to be attracted to there, so we got to go. So, they're doing this thing. Agent Mills, her boss goes in first, and they try to, apprehend the suspect, Yogwai shows up, slices this dude's neck, just... So Abby runs in when she sees him and, trying to stop his bleeding, but he's dead. And the Asian dude's like, what the fuck? It's like when you first see a monster or something supernatural that, something they're used to seeing only in TV, and it's soft, and it's fake because it's CGI, or the person in the costume. You look at that like, what? He did not hesitate to leave, bro. He ran out that window. He was gone. So they have to go get the Asian crime lord dude. He's being pinned for your boy's death. And they eventually find him. He has hostages and everything, right? But he's like, I didn't, kill that man. I'm like, don't blame me for something I didn't do. You can put all the crime and other stuff on me, but I ain't killed that dude. Because that's gonna be bad enough that you already been, persecuted for the stuff that you did. Now you gotta have an agent body on your hands too. Like, nah, bro, I ain't do that. I ain't do that. So the Yahweh shows up again because the dude has hostages, and Abby eventually got hostage on. He was like, you tricked me. Ah. I'm like, of course I'm going to trick you. I'm trying to get these hostages to safety. Duh. And so shooting's going on. Yogwai gets summoned. So Crane and Jenny try to, distract the Yogwai, trying to get a chase after Crane so Jenny could do her sniper thing. But she's like on a rickety board or something, and she falls. And Yogwai's like, you try to trick me, and smacks the crap out of her, and smacks the crap out of Crane, knocks him out the window. Not just like something like trash or whatever. Then he's getting ready to go after the Yogwai's getting ready to go after Crane, and his eyes go white. Bam! Abby shoots him, and they realize evil's back in Sleepy Hollow. We gotta do this thing. Meanwhile, we have a new player in town because something had to summon the Yogwai here. So we see this woman in this cloak. Right? She had this box. She actually traps the horseman into this box. I'm like, what the heck she is? They'll just be trapping people in boxes and stuff, right? So later when we see her again, she's in regular clothing, and she introduces herself to Abby once when Abby and Jenny and Crane are at like this bar and stuff. She said her name is Pandora. I was like, really? Really? But really? Pandora? Look. Look, that's all I had to say when I first saw her name. Like, don't get mad because you open that box. That was my first thought when she said her name. Like, don't get mad at us because you open that box. Nobody told you to open that box. She was given that box to protect it and not open it. You got nosy, open that box. That's your fault. Don't be punishing us because you wanted to be nosy. That's all I had to. That's seriously. That's the first thing that popped in my head. Don't be trying to punish us because you got nosy. Anyway. That was it for CP Hollow. Tonight is episode 2 of season 3. So watch it. I will do the review for that tomorrow. And I will see you guys next week for episode 3 of CP Hollow. So